Hello again. This is the second video for section 10.5. We're talking about the angle measurements and the relationships to the intercepted arcs. So there's three basic formulas. The formulas change depending on where the vertex of the angle is. If the vertex of the angle is inside the circle, the angle measurement is 1/2 the sum of the intercepted arcs. If the vertex of the angle is on the circle, the measure of the angle is 1/2 the intercepted arc. There's only one arc. For the vertex being outside of the circle, the angle measurement is 1/2 the difference between the intercepted arcs. So let's take a look at a couple of these examples. The first one here, number 4. The vertex of this angle is on the circle. So angle 1 is going to be 1/2 the intercepted arc. Well, that red that I just drew there, that is the intercepted arc. Now, we know this 248. So 360 minus the 248 gives us 112. That's the arc. Angle 1 is half of that. So half of 112 is 56 degrees. There's angle 1. All right, in the middle example here, number 5. Now our vertex is inside of the circle, so the measure of the angle is 1/2 the sum of the intercepted arcs. Now, it's kind of a weird thing to try to verbally describe, but angle 1, its intercepted arc is this one. That's the 140 degrees. The other intercepted arc is angle 1's vertical angle, its intercepted arc, which is the 116. So I'm just going to do some distributive property here. 1/2 of 140 is 70, plus half of 116 is 58. And you add those up, you get 128 degrees for measurement of angle 1. Okay, and example 6, now our vertex is outside of the circle. The intercepted arc. So if we follow these angles out, we have this intercepted arc here and this one. Because the vertex is outside of the circle, the measurement of angle 1 is going to equal 1/2 the difference of the intercepted arcs. You take the larger one minus the smaller intercepted arc. So 108 minus 34 is 74. Half of that is 37 degrees. There's the measurement of angle 1. Okay? Those are just the basic examples of these relationships between angle measurements and the intercepted arcs. These ones are very similar, not too much of a difference. You know, here with these two tangents, again, vertex is outside the circle. One intercepted arc is this one. The other one is the other part of the circle. So 360 minus the 243 is 117. So angle 1 is going to equal 1/2 243 minus 117. And whatever that answer ends up being. Okay, number 8, the angle inside of the circle, intercepted arc, other intercepted arc. So angle 1 is going to equal 1/2. Because it's inside of the circle, intercepted arcs added together. Now, number 9 is slightly different, not that much more challenging. What you're going to do is really find this red angle first. All right, so to find the red angle, it's 1/2 intercepted arc plus the other intercepted arc. That's going to give you the red angle. The red angle and angle 1 are supplementary to each other. All right. Really the same thing with these problems. If you want to try them out on your own, hit pause, write down the problems, and ask me when we get back to class. But I want to talk about these ones most importantly. Okay, start throwing some algebra into these problems. The setup is the same. It's just you got to be a little bit more careful with solving. So Let's look at number 17 first. All right, we have an angle. It is outside of the circle. So that angle, the 39 degrees, that is going to be 1/2 of the difference between the intercepted arcs. So this intercepted arc is our 17x plus 6 minus the other intercepted arc, which is this one here in blue. That is your 7x minus 2. So the angle 39 degrees is half the difference between the intercepted arcs. And so now, once we've got it set up, we've got a couple ways we can go about this. I'm going to combine any like terms in the parentheses. So 17x, and we are subtracting that expression. So 17x minus 7x is 10x. We have 6. We are subtracting a negative 2. That becomes a plus 8. Okay, so we could just distribute that 1/2 and get 5x plus 4. The other option, and it doesn't matter which, is just multiply both sides by 2. So what that gives us is 79 times 2, sorry, 39 times 2 is a 78. That equals 10x plus 8. So now we can just solve for x. So subtract 8, that gives us 70 equals 10x, divided by 10, x is 7. All right, same idea for the setup on this first problem here on the left. The angle, 61 degrees. It is outside the circle, so it is half the difference of bigger arc minus smaller arc. You really got to be careful with subtracting these expressions. This becomes 10x minus 5x. 1 minus a negative 1 is really 1 plus 1, so plus 2. That equals your 61. All right, and you can finish solving for x. But that's the gist of setting up and solving these problems. Have a good night. See you in class.